So the trade deadline is less than a week away. It's time for the Rangers to figure out what they're going to do. Actually, they've already figured it out. They just got to do it. John Radigan here. Abby Jones there. It's the DLLS Rangers podcast crew, or at least part of us. Jeff Wilson getting a little much-needed vacation right now. We've got the Queen Cat over there taking care of this thing, and we're glad to have you and talk with you on this day that we don't have a show, but we do have thoughts. And the Rangers, Abby, don't have a heck of a lot of money because they still want to stay under that $241 million luxury tax threshold. But they do have needs. And so they have to identify what's the most important need. And the most important need right now is bullpen help, specifically a closer.
Correct. And I think people want to focus on the high-end market value. The chat's been blowing up with a lot of great names in baseball. But I think we need to have realistic expectations on what the Rangers are looking to do, maybe some players that they're looking to target. And here at DLLS, we want you to be the most educated sports fan so that when these trades do happen, you kind of already know the lay of the land and who the guys are. So let's run through a little list.
Sure, let's do it.
Do we want to start with David Bednar?
Yeah, and let us say off the top that Felix Bautista has been on this list of possible candidates. And earlier in the week, he hits the injured list. So word I heard out of Baltimore was that he wasn't really a trade. Like somebody was going to have to blow Baltimore away to lure him out of the Orioles organization. So he's a guy with 2 years control left and a low contract, So anyway, but it's assured now with him on the injured list. He won't be traded. So, yeah, we start then with Bednar. And
right-handed pitcher for the Pirates.
Yeah, this is a guy that's been on the Rangers' radar for a long time. They thought about him in the offseason, and he didn't have a good year last year. Yeah. But this year, he's gotten back to being who he can be. He's had a really good year. Ran off a stretch there, I think 18 games in a row where he didn't allow any runs. He's a perfect 13 of 13 in save opportunities this year. And so, this is a guy they would definitely be interested in. He's affordable. But again, it's just a matter of what is the prospect price for a guy like David Bednar. He becomes arbitration eligible in 2026.
Right.
So you've got a year of control left with him.
Yeah, he's got a 2.4 ERA on the season. Rads talked about that odd campaign the year before. He was demoted to AAA in 2024 after a 5+ ERA. Since then, things have turned around. Now, the Dodgers are looking for those high-end bullpen arms. Yankees are interested, too. He's kind of atop the list of these arms. He's one of the best relief pitchers available, but he's around the $5 million mark. That's currently what the Pirates are paying him. And then again, with the club control, it's something to take into account there. But I think bang for your buck, Bednar's pretty good.
Oh, there's no question. He'd be right at the top of the list. There's no question about that. At the very top of the list would be Emmanuel Clase.
This one's just for fun.
But that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You talk about a team that wants the mother load. The Guardians would want the mother load for Emmanuel Clase. And the reality is, as well as they've been playing, they've gotten themselves back into this wild card race. As well as they've been playing, I don't know that they're going to be interested in trading him anyway. He is a stud. He is unbelievable. He is so efficient and so effective and has such nasty stuff. I really don't think they're even going to trade him. And the Rangers would not have enough equity in the minor leagues to get him.
Correct. Yeah. A 1.8 career ERA. That's disgusting. And then 44 innings pitched, 44 strikeouts this season. All right, so Rangers aren't really a candidate for him if he did go anywhere, because I really think he stays with the Guardians. But if he did go anywhere, where do you think he'd go?
Usual suspects.
Dodgers.
Yankees and Dodgers. And the Dodgers seem to be really hot to get a closer, even though they signed 2 in the offseason.
Well, that's injuries. Injuries have been
I
their
get
thing.
it.
But
I get it. That's
the rich get richer,
right?
as they say.
And that's the danger of signing pitchers. It's a dicey proposition.
All right, let's go to Pete Fairbanks. You're big on this guy. Right-handed pitcher from the Rays. He's a late inning weapon with swing and miss stuff. The Tigers are interested. Now, he has dealt with injuries, but he's made a ton of adjustments. He's raised his arm slot, sharpened his pitch mix a little bit. He's got that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, add some cut to it, slider for more depth.
You know, the reason I think the Rangers will get him is he can look eye to eye with CY. Big, tall fella. And so he can look CY right in the eye.
You like the big boys.
Yeah, no, it's and look, I don't think the Rangers will get him because I don't think the Rays will trade him. The Rays, too, are in this race. And so I'm not sure that they will. Now, that said, if anybody would, the Rays would, because they just do such a great job with player development and sort of reloading, right? And they know that if they trade him, they can get a few of those pieces that will ultimately become great young players for them, the likes of which they'll trade before they get old and reach their prime, because that's the way things work when you have an ownership group like that, although I think they just officially sold. So maybe things will change a little bit there. But anyway, I love Fairbanks. He's out of this list. He's got by far the best velo, throws over 97 miles an hour on the average. And he's a former Ranger. He's drafted in 2015, that horrible draft where the Rangers led off with Dylan Tate. The ninth rounder, Fairbanks, probably is the most decorated of everybody in that draft. So it would be a cool reunion. It's more likely than the Clase reunion, but I don't think that one is going to happen either.
Yeah.
The next guy is a possibility.
Kyle Finnegan, right-handed pitcher from the Nationals. Now, we tossed his name around the offseason. 4.2 ERA this year. This is the first time in his career that it's been over a 4, 19 saves on the season. He was just an all-star in 2024, so he's capable of it. He does not strike a lot of guys out, under 20% this year, but also he doesn't walk too many, 8.7, gets a lot of grounders, usually stays off the barrel. So he also throws the 97 mile an hour on his fastball, but throughout the year, higher ERA, inflated a little bit. Hasn't been able to click as much, but he does have that 97 that is an option.
Yeah, I think, and the reality with him is, he's on a bigger contract, but I think he's owed between $5 and $6 million for what the rest of the season would be. I think, though, that there is some deferred money in there and some things the Rangers could do to maybe get that down to their more palatable range of $2 million. So he's definitely a possibility and a guy they've already shown interest in. It's pretty interesting to think, though, that he and Robert Garcia were teammates last year in Washington. And the reality is, if there's a rub on Robert, who we've basically loved from the left side, but if there's a knock on him, it's that he doesn't strike guys out, right? He's not that big power strikeout guy. And now we're talking about Kyle Finnegan, who kind of fits in the same category, although from the other side. So a definite possibility for the Rangers.
All right, let's talk about the 11-year veteran from Atlanta, Raisel Iglesias. This guy's proven veteran, postseason experience. His 2025 numbers are not exactly where he wants them to be, a 4.3 ERA. He's also the most obvious trade on the Braves roster.
He is, and the reality is, I believe that it's one of those two rental guys, which would be Finnegan or Iglesias, that become the most attractive to the Rangers. And the reason I think that is I think, and Iglesias actually has big money. I say big, $5.5 million-ish left this year on his contract. I think he's on a $16 million deal. So there's some money left to pay him. The Rangers would have to be creative and figure out a way to move money around to stay under that threshold. But the reason I think these two guys would be candidates and prime candidates for the Rangers is when you're getting a rental player, there's no guarantee he's signing again after this season. So you don't have, and the other team knows that too. So they don't ask for as much, nor do you have to give as much in return as far as prospects go. I don't think the Rangers, they're definitely not going to trade any of the biggest names in their farm system. So it's got to be guys who would require less. So Iglesias, good option. Finnegan, good option.
Iglesias is that $16 million contract.
It is
well.
16.
Yeah,
okay. So there you go.
All right, let's take it to, you want to talk about Johan Duran?
Quickly, but I don't think the Twins are going to trade him.
Okay.
Love him. He would be a great option, but I don't think the Twins are going to trade him. So It's tough. They got to find somebody. I think they will. Look for those 2 rental players as great possibilities. We'll see you all week long, 1 o'clock, DLLS Rangers podcast.